I'm disappointed in you, Greg. Your guys out here are supposed to be working. They're gonna build the pond? Disappointed in you, Greg.
All right, cheers, guys. We're gonna puke. Welcome back, everyone. This is John with Universal Aquatics. This is my son, Elijah. We are back in Atlanta, Georgia today at Shaquille O'Neal's house. We are getting ready about a month and a half, 2 months before Beaulieu, Ed the pond professor, comes back with Chris Hansen from Team Aquascape and a few other certified aquascape contractors are going to be coming back to build this epic swim pond, recreational swim pond for Shaq. Today, Elijah and I are going to be draining this puppy down. We're gonna dry it out a few months before the other guys get here because we need this thing to be as dry as possible before we get going on it. You know, keeping this thing dry might be a challenge. It has not rained in a while. All this groundwater is just going right toward the pond. So now you can see all this water in here, just standing water. It is actively running right here. Look at this. So after we get this thing drained down, we're actually gonna have to put another sump pump in here to constantly pump water out because it is constantly getting fed by an underwater spring. Good job. It ain't gonna be pretty here, but it'll flatten out as the sun comes out. All right, we'll come back here in a couple hours, check this thing out, and we'll have to adjust the pumps and all that again. All right, so we started off the day getting everything ready to drain the pond. And now we just went and did some other work, and now we're finishing off the day, moving the pumps and draining the pond. So we're gonna sit here for a few minutes and let this thing go down a little bit more. We'll probably end up coming back in a few days to keep draining her down. Welcome, and so it begins. The new swim pond for Shaquille O'Neal, just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, is happening now. We've got machines getting unloaded. Some guys drove down from Ohio. The man, the myth, the legend, Ed Beaulieu, right there, the pond professor. We've got so many other people here. Sean Frost. We've got Jay Duke. We've got my son, Elijah. A lot of other folks here. So let's see what machines we've got. We're gonna get cracking. It's gonna be an awesome adventure. The vlogging madness starts now. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Yes, you got it.
Ready?
All right, John's got his tongs.
The key is to not squeeze too hard so you hurt them. It's definitely bigger than most people see. Now, right there's water on the other side of this. Nice. All right, so we've had several challenges with getting this guy drained down. It just keeps filling up with the natural springs. The pumps get clogged up with mud and sludge, it just can't keep up. We are in the process of draining it down now, again, as you can probably see behind me. And we are going to be getting out all the rocks and things around the side, reshaping everything. We're also going to be building a false bottom on the floor around this whole perimeter because the springs are literally popping up in about 4 or 5 places, just to be able to manage the water so it doesn't get between the dirt and the liner and float the liner up. So there's a lot happening here really fast. You can get a lot done with 10 people, big machines, and a lot of experience. Ed Beaulieu, the pond professor.
Hey, what's up,
Welcome back to Atlanta.
Yeah, we got a heck of a project here in front of us, don't we, John?
We do, we do, lots of fun.
So thankfully we got an incredible team out right now. What we're doing right now is we are deconstructing the perimeter so we can get access into the bottom of the pond. We have tons of groundwater coming in. You've been pumping the groundwater for a while now, not making a dent. So what we need to do is set up a perimeter drain. We have to pick up these drainage areas where the groundwater is coming from, reroute it all the way around the perimeter. But first thing we got to do is remove all this stuff to get access.
So this is actually right where our waterfall is going to be going. So it's going to be perfect position so they can see it from the house. We have made tremendous progress, and I think we've only been here maybe 7 hours. So the culvert pipe over there is catching spring water from underground, and where Chris is over there, he's connecting these other pipes, that is these tile drains, and we're going to be basically daylighting that pipe over here to another culvert pipe that was originally here to take the water out. So over here is about a foot higher than the grade over there. So we're gonna connect all these weeping areas where the freshwater springs come in and take it out. Now we're also talking about creating a deeper pocket over there to be able to catch that water and pump it and put it back in here to top off the pond whenever it gets low due to evaporation and splash. So just a crazy amount of work. These guys know what they're doing, meaning we know what we're doing. Wrapping up day one, we have done a lot. Let me show you what we've done so far. This used to be a lot different. So now all this is choked in. Essentially, we are going to have a wetland filtration system here, which is going to be the heart of the system. It's going to give the pond the desired water quality to keep the water crystal clear all the time. That is going to bump around over here and go to the intake bay, which is a big skimmer over there. So the pumps are going to be on that side. We're also going to have, I believe in the plans, they said we're going to have a bridge that goes over this way to connect this area to that area just to add a little bit more interest. We were able to put our drainage system underneath here. We're going to come back in and put some gravel on top of that so the water can get through there. And it actually, where I'm standing right now, is a continuation of the drain, and it comes out on this side straight to this big culvert pipe over here. So that's how we're going to get all the spring water out. Instead of going underneath the liner, we're going to get it, and it's going to come through here, and it's going to daylight out right there. I am pooped. Day two is going to come bright and early. So we'll see you guys then. Good morning, guys. Day two, Shaquille O'Neal's house in McDonough, Georgia. So I thought we started off this day by coming to check out his other water feature, look at the fish and see how they're doing. Good morning, everyone. All right, I'll give you some food. There you go. So today is starting off with a bang. So we've got equipment that is taking off material. So we've actually got product that has arrived. So today we're planning on getting a lot accomplished. So since the liner is here, probably tomorrow we're gonna be putting that in. We still have some other work to do with the drainage system here. A lot more grading, a lot more moving soil, but it's a good sign whenever you get product here. I'm glad that arrived. We've been waiting on that stuff. Right there where all of our pipe is, it's gonna help us with our drainage. So we're gonna cover all of this, and we need a lot of it. Everything's coming along here on day two quite nicely. We've got this little culvert pipe area finished out a little bit. Still in the middle of that though. But the idea is all this drainage under the liner all the way over there that goes straight through here is now gonna end up in this little area. And those two pipes that were underneath all that are now right there. And you can see we just got finished with this. So this is a big muddy mess, but you can see that water coming out, pushing away the mud. So it's already filtering through those pipes. And eventually all this is gonna settle out. And this is going to be gin clear right in here. So now that we have all the gravel on top of the pipe, now we put some underlayment padding on top of that to keep the dirt out, to keep the gravel clean. And the water's gonna come up from the ground. You can still see it right there. It's gonna come up and keep trucking all the way through there and back over to there to where I was just standing. This pond is shaping up quick. This is essentially the exact same thing that you guys could have in your backyard, except this is on, well, maybe not for some people, but this is just on a bigger scale. We're always pulling and pushing water just to give it maximized filtration and circulation. We don't want any stagnant areas or any dead spots. So essentially, if you guys remember, if you watched any of the videos that we put out on Shaq's first build, which is the koi pond that's located over there next to the treehouse right over there, it's basically got water that pulls in and then it pushes back up to the top, and that's the start of the waterfall. And the pulling section is gonna be where Ed and Jay are over there, the guy in the pink hat. So water is gonna be pulled in from that area. We've got 4 pumps going in there. The pumps are gonna work their way around, and actually where I'm standing is gonna be the waterfall area. It's gonna start about right here where I am, so they can see it whenever they walk out the front door. This is gonna be our main filtration area, our wetland bog filter area. So right here, it's going to filter the water through a series of assorted size stone and gravel. Now, the way that that actually filters the water is all the space between the rocks acts as an area to where beneficial healthy bacteria can colonize. So the healthy beneficial bacteria are going to be filtering the water naturally. So the water is going to come up between that, and then it's going to keep trucking over there. Now a series of jets are going to be pushing this way to make sure that we have adequate flow that way, and it's just going to keep recirculating. This is the exact same thing that you could have at your house. We just have to make everything custom. So there's not a plastic filter box that can be installed on this to adequately filter anything just because it's so big. So we have to make everything customized. All right, wrapping up day 2. We got a lot accomplished today, but not as much that we did yesterday. Yesterday, we were just ripping stuff out pretty quickly. That being the case, I'm gonna use the analogy of if you are remodeling your kitchen, say at your house, and you have to take those cabinets out before you put in the new cabinets. Well, it takes a lot less energy to take out the old cabinets and put in the new ones. There's a lot more thinking involved, a lot more tedious stuff that you gotta do to put the new ones up. So it's no different here, so it's the exact same thing. We're gonna put some underlayment padding down to protect the liner from any kind of sharp sticks, rocks, any critters, debris that way. So that'll be protecting the liner there. Then we're gonna put another layer of underlayment padding on top of that to protect the liner from the top. So then essentially the liner is going to be sandwiched in between the 2 layers. Now, on top of that other layer of padding, we're going to have 40 of these large aqua blocks. Now the aqua blocks are used in this space to basically have a void to where it can pull in sediment. So it's basically a sediment trap, sediment chamber. So it's a modified skimmer. So on small ponds in your backyard, you have small skimmers. Well, this is a big one. So it's gonna pull in the debris there and then push it all the way over there. Our wetland filter is gonna be on that side just behind the machine, and then the water is gonna keep snaking around here. So we got this accomplished today. I'm still a little mucky area over here is essentially where the discharge points are for the drainage system that we have underneath the liner over here. So what Sean is doing over there on the machine now is trying to take out a lot of this wet sediment, wet soil, wet clay, that is just a big soupy muddy mess. He's trying to get that stuff out so we can have a nice firm foundation to put the liner on top of. All right, Ed. How do you think the project's going so far?
I thought it went really, really well. First day we killed it. Second day, a little bit slower, but we started doing a little bit more of the details. So we had to get the drainage pipe in. We had to get the crushed gravel. You were working with the team over there getting that the overflow system taken care of. So setting a lot of rocks and getting all that stuff done. We also had to mobilize and move some of the guys into the back of the property where they can start generating some of the good soil, as well as get rid of some of this muck and the slopping out of the bottom. But right now, I'm really happy with the progress. I think we're on track to get the liner in tomorrow. Once the liner's in, we'll start installing the wetland. We'll get the aqua blocks in place, that water distribution system, as well as sedimentation chamber down at the bottom. We'll also start doing some of the rock and gravel down in the bottom of the pond, because what we're gonna have to do between now and when we arrive back in town on June 4th is we're gonna have to have the entire bottom section of the pond rocked in, as well as covered in some river rock to keep ballast on top of it. We want to force all the water into the drainage system so it doesn't cause any problems for us. The other thing that we're gonna have to do is we'll have to fill it up a little bit with water, again, just to keep that positive pressure on top of it. Overall, I'm really happy. As long as the weather keeps cooperating, I think we're really good.
All of this stone is actually going to be used in a couple of different areas. So we're going to use it in the bottom of the pond. We're going to use it in the wetland filtration system. We're actually also going to be using it around the underliner drainage system, so water can freely flow through the stone and make it over to the culvert pipe so it can exit on the other side. You know, when the first big truck shows up, we're getting stuff done. So the water kept coming in here at a faster rate than we could take it out. So you can still see it's just coming in, coming in. So they're actually pouring down some Portland cement now, just kind of throwing it out, just to see if they can harden this area up just a little bit. And then we actually had to come in with another pipe system over here, just as a backup, a little bit of insurance, if you will. And we trucked that over there to the culvert pipe, the drainage on that side. It's been installed the exact same way as before. So Jay up there, he's covering it up with the soil. The pipe is down here. There's some riprap, some bigger stone, then gravel on top of that. And we actually drilled some holes in the top of this so water can kind of go through the very top. But this is open-ended here, so the water can come in, find its way between the gravel, and then keep going over to there. Now we just put this underlayment padding on the very top to keep it clean, and then they're gonna keep compacting it here. Hopefully it'll keep most of the water out here. It's never, ever, ever gonna keep all of the water out, but at least most of it will be contained and taken out. And the culvert pipe on the other side over there. So since this hole was completely saturated, every 3 or so feet, 2.5, 3 feet or so, they're putting in this layer of underlayment padding just to help prevent settling in the future. So they've already sandwiched in one layer, and now they're sandwiching in another. Then they're gonna keep putting soil on top of that and bringing it back up to normal level here. The deepest point's gonna be about 4.5 feet deep on this pipe.
I'm the winner!
You found the boot!
I found the boot!
But where is this mate? You only found the one!
No, there's a little bit of mud in this one.
Good, that's gonna be my trophy on my trophy showcase.
Nice.
Wrapping up day 3. Let me show you what we were able to accomplish. All right, more drainage challenges, but we were able to reduce the flow tremendously. So this is a lot slower than it was coming in, because there was actually an 8-foot deep pile of slushy mud right there. This is our filtration, our wetland filter area. The underlayment padding is in on that side. We're gonna get the rest of this padding in tomorrow, the underlayment padding, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the liner in on top of that. No more talking. We gotta stop. See you guys tomorrow.
I'm disappointed in you, Greg. Your guys out here are supposed to be working. This guy, he was there. He wasn't there. He said, but he was there. They're gonna build the pond? Disappointed in you, Greg.
It's finally time to set this liner. It's been 4 days, 12 hours, 46 minutes, 12 seconds. We're ready to go. That is the liner. You can see those guys standing around it. It's a massive liner. Weighs about 2,600 pounds, over 100 feet in both directions. and we have to put it all across all of this. We got our work cut out for us. Oh, they're over there drinking energy drinks. Try to get some energy to put this thing in. That's funny.
This don't weigh anything.
It's early, Bob.
All right, cheers, guys. We're gonna puke. Puke all over the lawn.
He's ordering a whole case of bangs.
Okay, Steven, hang on just a second, okay?
Hey. We got the first few rocks going in. The plan is we're just gonna put in a few rocks this week, and we are only working for 1 week. So we're just gonna be putting in some rocks in the bottom just to keep the liner down, because that groundwater is still coming in. We're about to put some water from a garden hose in to weigh down the liner in the meantime. And then in about 3 weeks, there's probably about 30 to 50 folks coming out, and we're going to rock in this entire feature. Morning everyone, day 5. Today is the day we're gonna get some more stuff accomplished, but driving here, we literally just passed the guy bringing our first delivery of stone. That's always exciting to see a truckload worth of stone. But here he is. Let me show you what we're able to accomplish. He's not even here yet. Up over here. Nice. Well, we got some monsters. Perfect timing. We were filling up the pond overnight to basically put some pressure on the liner so it won't float up with all the groundwater coming in underneath. I'm about to put on some waders and jump in there and see how squishy the rocks are on the bottom. All right, so we're starting to get the main components in here for the wetland filtration system. So essentially water is going to come in from this area right here through some 3-inch pipes, sneak in here, and put the pipes on that side. And then the water's gonna come in there at a pretty quick rate, go through the aqua blocks over there, evenly distribute, slow down, spread out, and then the flow is gonna be coming up pretty slowly through, well, we got a big pile of gravel in the back that's gonna be coming up through all of that. These are our clean out ports here. So we'll be able to stick some pumps in there to clean this thing out, flush out the water, and those set a little bit deeper than these guys. So the water will go into that, and then we can take it out and water the plants or whatever. And this is our last day. We're gonna be dodging raindrops, I think. The Aquascape guys are taking off, and that just leaves me. I'm the local guy on the project, so I'm sticking around to do a few last minute things before we head to the house here. Now everybody else is going to be coming back in about 3 weeks or so. Like I said, there's going to be probably 30 to 50 people, I would say. Got a little rain today, as you can see, a little bit of rain. We were able to get the wetland filter installed here. We got our first truckload of gravel in there. This guy was floating up, so we ended up putting a big piece of stone on top of that. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. If you like the content, we're gonna be bringing you more of it. So please, if you would, like, subscribe, all that stuff. We are probably gonna be making 4, 5, 6 videos on Shaq's new pond. We're gonna be mixing in some other footage from the other pond as well. For the most part, we are the only folks that were here from the very, very beginning. So we ended up getting quite a bit done here in a really short amount of time. Even the property owners here came out and said, hey man, you guys are killing it. So the last guys that came out and built this first earth bottom pond, I kid you not, because I was over here doing maintenance, I bet it was at least a year. 10 months to a year they took to build the old feature. And we ended up ripping it up, reshaping everything with a bunch of guys that's got a lot of experience. And we did it in 5 days here, well, 4.5. But I appreciate you guys watching. We are going to, like I said, be making a lot more of these videos. So come on back, we'll take care of you. See ya.